Time for a little SRM action. Let's check it out. This better be the one I think it is. I got a couple of them sitting in the bin, and I grabbed this one out, but this is the last one in. I figured it's the one I wanted to talk about. So here it is, the 255L, and I'm going to show you an L of a knife. I just can't stop. You can't stop. Okay, and I was at their booth. I can't remember if it was SHOT Show or Atlanta Blade. It might have been both, actually. But I talked to the main guy I was going to talk to was unavailable, or he was gone eating lunch or whatever. So I talked to one of the other guys, and we did have a bit of a language barrier there. I mean, I'm half deaf in my left ear, you know, too many Nugent concerts, or was that Zeppelin, or was that AC/DC? But, it was Van Halen, that's what it was. But, yes, and so he's trying to explain about this laminated blade, okay? And I can't remember what SRM actually said about it in their way. Now, they also have this in a 10CR blade, so that's not a laminated blade. You can see that's not a laminated blade. But this is, and then they have these other things, this on the pivot, and I've not done a disassembly to show that, and something about that this adds stability to the whole blade structure, especially when you use this mono chassis structure here. Of course, that reinforces everything, and then of course you've got the Omega springs in here, and they call that well, it's like a glide lock, but they call it the Ambi lock, and then the clip on the back is the Ambi clip. So this is the Ambi lock because it's ambidextrous, and then here's this mono chassis design set up to reinforce this whole thing, which I think is nice. I mean, I think they did a good job doing some engineering and doing some unique features on this knife. And then, you know, push, and I put this together, boom, boom, and there it goes. And so you can take this clip out, and you see these little nubs right there that they lock in the blade when you flip it to the other side. You slide it right in, down here, and it's stubborn, right? So you push this in, so those little arrows will click, and there it is, and it's solid, okay? So, I mean, the Ambi clip is a great idea, especially for knives. I mean, I don't think you could throw a knife, a clip like this on a $300 knife and call it good, but it sure works good on this knife and other knives that would be in this range. And this one here is supposed to sell for about $99, but I think I've seen it somewhere around $80, and I think I saw it on White Mountain. And if you do see it on White Mountain, I've sent LTK as your discount code for 10% off, and therefore you'd get 10% off. And they don't charge shipping or tax, so that would be advantageous. But this laminated blade, and so there's a discussion about this, because he was telling me that, okay, so with this laminated blade here, it gives the hardness level that's equivalent to S35VN. And what I thought he said is that the core is S35VN, but that's not true. That's not what he said. That's how I heard it. And so I already did a video, and then when I got back and forth with SRM and got clarification, I go, oh crap. I just better kick this one all the way to the dirt and do it again. And so, yes, and so this is clad or laminated with an overlay of a stainless that is less expensive and that is less wear resistant because it's tougher. So you've got toughness, impact, resistance here with a harder type, very wear resistant steel on the edge. So you do have the cutting performance they say is in the equivalent zone of S35VN, and yet you have the toughness in the laminate ones. And I kept thinking they were saying there were 3 different, no, this 2 layers. Okay, the laminated 140 CR provides comparable characteristics to S35VN, including a balance of hardness, toughness, edge retention, all that kind of stuff. So here's what it says. 61 to 63 Rockwell on the core layer. This is interesting. I mean, to me, I like that. I think it's an interesting concept and everything. And as long as they're not asking $300 for this, I'm good with it because I like SRM knives. And this is a very light, ergo-friendly, super lightweight actually, and really nicely done. I like the carbon fiber. This is really, I like it a lot, and it's very fidget friendly. So if it's supposed to be in that wheelhouse of S35, so much the better, with this laminate overlay giving it added toughness, and then all these metals laminated together, making it less expensive than if they were doing just a solid S35 blade. Okay, so you're getting a little bit of break on the price, you're getting some performance that's near what S35 is, and it's way cool to see a laminated blade. I just like it. Okay, that's what I was doing. And this, I've got, and who's this? Knife Center? Okay, so Knife Center, and they have this on there too, the laminated one, right? 3.2 inch, 3-layer. They're calling it a 3-layer blade. So are you confused enough? Okay, it's a 3-layer composite steel, but they're not calling it. Okay, 2.2 ounces. It is super ass light. Dependable choice. Of course it is. It's an SRM knife. And you know what? Let's throw it on the scale. Let's throw it on the scale. I'll show you the mahogany rosewood display box that you get with. I'm kidding. You just saw it. Not very expensive, but you get a little pouch. Okay. 2.2 ounces. That's crazy. It's crazy talk. 64 grams. I mean, kick this one open and let me show you. It's a full-size EDC. It's not huge, but it's 3 1/4, and it's 7.5 overall length. So it's not a little 3 and 7, and it's not a sub 3. It's a 3 1/4, 7.5, and it weighs the same as the Bug Out, or right at that, right? So what do you got? 80. What do you got? 82 millimeter blade length and 19 centimeters if I didn't throw the tip of the blade through everything. If I can control it from there. Okay, yeah, not quite 19. 18.9. Okay, we got it now? Whew. Dog. But so, yeah, I mean, that is... Now, this is not 4 millimeter thick blade stock. Well, what is these days? Through 2.6 millimeter at 0.10. Okay. Now, 0.46. Okay. 11.9 millimeter. Okay, so about 12 millimeter thick here. Nice contoured carbon fiber. Just remember the mono chassis, the Ambi lock, the Ambi clip, the stable wheel. What more do you want? What more do you want? I can't imagine. Now, but this is nice, and Omega Springs make it real nice and easy to function with, right? And then thumb flick, and then middle finger flick the other side. No, it's easy to hold and grab. And oh, by the way, how many times around the block do I need to do this one before I get it right? Oh, but did you see that? That is Yeah, that's sharp. I was going to say something else, but that's a naughty word. But it is sharp. It is smoking ass sharp. And so really, as a nice, slicey little knife, SRM, they were, my understanding, and I shouldn't say this because it'll drive them crazy, because they are SRM. They're not Sanrenmu. No, they're not. Are they related entities that have roots that are, yeah, okay. So, Real Steel, Sanrenmu, SRM, I always think of them in a very similar box now, but they are different functioning companies on their own, and so they do their own thing. And SRM is really for the export market. Sanrenmu is more for the domestic market, I guess. So, no, this is for the export, which is us. And you know what? I think they're doing a great job. I really do. So check this one out. Whether you get the laminated blade or the 10CR one, I recommend this carbon fiber. And if you want G10 or whatever else they have for options, you can do that. Is that maybe a G10 or is that on my card? I'm not sure, but you'd have to look. But, $72.9. But I kept thinking I saw this one somewhere. And you might check on, I'll give you the website for SRM. They may have some deals going down because everybody's got deals going down this time of year. And also look on White Mountain, see what they got. If they've got them in stock, what do they want for them, and what is it after discount? But I think this is worth your while. Check this out. Inside, you can see this mono chassis that's in there. Other than that, not much going on through the rest of here. Okay. Yeah, wild. If I have, I'll look on the one that I'm tossing, the one that I did where I was saying it's S35. And if I have some additional information in that video, I'll cut it and paste it into here and give you the extra information. But really, this is what you need to know. It's light. It's got innovations here with the Ambi clip and the Ambi lock and the stable wheel and all that and the mono chassis. So, and then now they're doing the laminate blade. There you go, SRM. It's all good. And you guys, stay sharp.